Welcome to Bold Soul Inspiration. Join me as I take on the challenge of breaking generational curses in my family for good. Generational curses. It's a term that might seem a little dramatic, but trust me, it's a real issue that affects countless families across the world. It's the idea that negative patterns, beliefs, or behaviors are passed down through generations, often unconsciously, and can have a profound impact on our lives. When we try to break free from these negative patterns, we often face a range of challenges. One of the biggest hurdles is simply becoming aware of the patterns themselves. We might not even realize that our thoughts, feelings, or actions are being influenced by our family's history. Once we do become aware, we can feel overwhelmed by the sheer scale of the problem. It's hard to know where to start, or how to even begin to change these deep-seated patterns. We might also feel a sense of guilt or shame about our family's past, which can make it hard to confront these issues head-on. Furthermore, we might encounter resistance from family members who are unwilling to change or even acknowledge the problem. And finally, we might struggle to find the right tools or support to help us make lasting changes. The good news is that there are practical strategies and steps we can take to identify and address these generational curses. It begins with self-reflection, taking an honest look at our own thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, and how they might be linked to our family's past. It also involves open and honest discussions with our family members. Not always an easy task, but a crucial one. We need to be willing to listen to each other's experiences and perspectives, and to work together to find solutions. Additionally, we can seek out the help of therapists, coaches, or support groups who can provide us with guidance and tools to break these negative patterns. And finally, we need to be patient and compassionate with ourselves as we work through this process. It's not something that can be changed overnight, but with time, effort, and support, we can create lasting transformation. One of the most inspiring things about breaking generational curses is seeing the transformation that's possible when we do. I want to share with you a powerful example of someone who successfully broke a generational curse in their family. Sarah grew up in a family where depression and anxiety were rampant. Her grandmother, mother, and even siblings struggled with these issues. But Sarah was determined to break the cycle. She started by seeking therapy and learning coping mechanisms for her own anxiety. Then she began having open and honest conversations with her family members about their struggles and how they could support each other. Over time, Sarah noticed a significant shift in her family's dynamics. They began to communicate more openly, and the patterns of depression and anxiety started to fade away. It wasn't easy, and it took a lot of hard work, but Sarah's efforts paid off in a big way. Another example is Maria, who came from a family where addiction was a major issue. Her father and grandfather were both alcoholics, and Maria was determined not to follow in their footsteps. She started by learning about the root causes of addiction and how it affected her family's history. Then, she began to develop healthy coping mechanisms, such as exercise and meditation, to deal with stress and negative emotions. Maria also sought out the support of her friends and loved ones, who helped her stay on track and avoid the pitfalls of addiction. Today, Maria is proud to say that she's broken the cycle of addiction in her family, and she's determined to help others do the same. Let me summarize the key points we've covered in this video. Breaking generational curses is possible, but it takes effort and support. We need to be willing to confront the negative patterns in our families and to take practical steps to address them. We need to be patient and compassionate with ourselves, and to seek out the help of others when we need it. And most importantly, we need to believe in ourselves and our ability to create change. Thanks for watching, and I'd love to hear about your own experiences with breaking generational curses in the comments section below. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video.